Okay, my name is Alan Lowe, the CEO and founder of vCard Global, the world's smartest business card. We're going to get started here in our training, our high performance leadership training. This is our fifth call. And how I really want to start off this call today is I want to talk about mindset. Mindset is everything. And this is what I've always done with every opportunity I've ever been involved in since I started working in the business world. Even when I was 18, 19, I've always set my goals of achieving the highest position I can in any company. In fact, when I plan things out, I don't work from the bottom up and see myself growing. I work from the top down. I already see myself at a national, and I'm building towards, so I can build quicker. So what we're going to talk about is this. The first thing that I always do, and I want all of you to do this, I want you to go to your checkbook and I want you to write a check out for $250,000 or $500,000 to vCard Global Inc. Because that will get your mindset straight on what you really need to do in business here. And I've always done that. I mean, my leaders in other businesses have seen me do that all the time because that sets my pace, and that's going to set your pace on building your business. If you invested $250,000 today into vCard Global, what would your day look like tomorrow? You would probably get up at crack of dawn and work until the sun went down to get your business on the map. Well, the one problem is with vCard Global is this, that it's so inexpensive to get involved, you put things off to tomorrow, and then you put them off to the next day. It's sort of like going in a gym. When you miss a couple days, it turns into a week, it turns into a month, and you say, I'll do it next year, and you start your goals the following year. But I'll tell you, if you invested your $1 million today in a McDonald's franchise, I'm telling you, you would be putting the keys in the door at probably 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and you would be the last one out the door. So do yourself a favor, and I've always taken that check. In fact, I have a pitch book that I have a check in there that I wrote for $250,000 in my first opportunity, because I wanted my mindset started right first. And then your whole life unfolds a whole different way, because that's how I treat opportunities. So get that check out, write it in, put it in front of you every day, and go to work in vCard Global like you would have invested that. Because what you would do is you would be talking with everyone and sharing the card with them. And that's what you really need to do. There is no reason why, if you're talking to somebody, when you get done with them, that they don't at least get into the 30-day trial card. And I'm going to tell you how to get that. So the first week, what we did talk about is when you get started with that mindset of starting your business, within 24 to 48 hours, you always sit with new people and you do plan your business with them. If they're not willing to do it, guess what? I'm not working with you. I hate to be a little tough here on the call here today, but that's just the facts. I just invested $250,000 in my business, and if you're not willing to go to work with me, I'm going to find somebody else that will. So that's the mindset that you have to have. If a person's not willing to sit down and write down their goals, their why, their list, and give me some time, I'm going to ask them, who do you know that can do it? And I'm going to start working their list. So the first thing that I do is when I talk to people, I tell them, give me your top 10 list immediately. Not tomorrow or the next day. If you're not willing to give me your top 10 list, I mean, you have your top 10 list, but if you don't give it to me, guess what? I'm not working with you. And there's people on the call that have worked with me. I mean, Tina's worked with me now for for 5 years in business opportunities. My friend, Tony's in charge of development, customer relations, and distributor relations with the company. He was with me in an opportunity, and he worked with me, and he excelled to the top of that business. And a lot of people will meet Tony here because he's in charge of that division of our company now. And he excelled to the top. He was my top income producer in my organization back then when we built a diamond ship in Quorum International. So that's what you need to do. If they're not willing to give you the list, guess what? Give me someone that will, and those are the people that I'm going to work with. So, and then if you're talking to people, this is another mistake people make. I've heard it from a lot of people over the course of the last 6 months or so. It says, geez, Alan, I texted out this card. People don't get back to me. I emailed this card out to 10 or 20 people. Alan, they never get back to me. What am I doing wrong? Well, let me ask you a question. How were you brought in the business? What happened is somebody called you up and said they were going to send you their card. That's why. I mean, people don't read emails anymore, and if you send them a text, they don't even know what you're texting them. They'll read the text and say, oh, I'll look at it later. If you don't build sense of urgency into things that you're doing, guess what? People are going to just treat it that way. You see, people like getting involved with high-performance leaders, people that are movers and shakers, people that are making things happen, not waiting for things to happen. And that's what we need to become. This is the high-performance leader call, and that's what leaders do. They lead. They don't look for top producers. They become top producers because people love gravitating to people that make things happen. That's what happens. So I always go and get their list. So what you need to do is you need to call them up. So when you're calling these people up, I always say, let's say I'm going to call my friend Tina and say, Tina, I just got involved in this amazing marketing tool. It's the ultimate marketing tool. You aren't going to believe it. It's the world's smartest business card. You know, what's your number? I'm going to text this card to you. I want you to open it now and watch the 3-minute video. I'll call you back in 5 minutes. And then or if she has time and she's going to look at it right there, maybe I'll stay on the phone and listen to the call, or I'll call her back in 5, or she'll call me back in 5. See, success in money is not in follow-up. It's in the immediate follow-up. It's hitting your target. When I've signed up in every opportunity to achieve success, to go to the top, I plan it out. And what you need to do is you need to plan it out and take all out massive action. Maybe you might want to do this part-time. That's fine. But the part-time hours, put in full-time in those part-time hours. So what I'm saying is work smart instead of working hard. That is really key here. So what you're going to do is you're going to send out that card. They're going to look at the video. They're going to call you back and say, listen, this is how to get them to get the app and get at least a free card. Say, listen, I want you to save my card in their app. And what you need to do is you action which option would be best for them. And they just says, no, I just want to look at it. Great. I want you to get the 30-day trial card. And I'm going to show you how cool this app is. They click on the card. They get the 30-day trial. They get their security code and the name of their username of their card. And they take down the app and they put, well, number one is they put their card in it. And they put your card in it. Now they've already started collecting cards. They're not going to want to lose the app at the end of 30 days, guys. your actions is going to dictate your future in everything you do in life. So take immediate action. Talk to the people. Remember how you became involved in the business. That's how you're going to get people involved in your business. So I always believe in this. Get off to a fast start in anything you do, because people are watching you. They're seeing if you're treating it like a hobby or treating it like a business. Like I said, people gravitate to people that are leaders and go out and make things happen because they don't want to miss it, because they know you're going to do it with or without you. In fact, the people and opportunities before that I was involved in, I would invite people over to my home and say, I've got something that we can have a lot of fun at making. You know, why don't you come on over to the house? We'll sit down and see if we all want to do it together. And then when they would come over, I'd do a takeaway. I would say, listen, at the time I was married, and I said, just so you all know, last night my wife and I talked about it, and we're going to do it with or without you, but I'd rather do it with you. Immediately they were wondering, what am I going to do without him? They says, wait a minute, what do you mean you're going to do this without us? You said we were going to do this together, Alan. All 5 of them that I invited over to my house all signed up immediately because they didn't want to be left in the dust. Building sense of urgency and taking action and moving forward, people gravitate to that immediately. And guess what? All those leaders went to the top with me because we built it as a team. So what you do is you get those cards and get those people signed up immediately. And like I said, take all out massive action. I believe this. And when I look at a compensation plan and I look at what is going to, I want to become an NA, and I'm sure all of you on the phone eventually want to become an NA, because I'm going to increase the compensation plan here in the next 30 days of money on top of this. And the income potential here is going to be enormous. It is already enormous, but it's even going to be bigger. So what's going to happen here is if you go out in your first 30 days, you get 4 people. All you need to do is teach those 4 people to get 4 people, right? That's pretty simple to do. You're going to go share. You should be sharing your card. Remember, you're in a business already. You already have a business. If you invested that much money in a business, what are you doing? Whether you're in the flooring business, whether you're a painter, an artist, a restaurant owner and everything, what do? You go out and you do advertising all the time. So what are you supposed to be doing? You should be sharing your card to what? Not just a couple people. You should be sharing your card every day to every person you run into and get the word out. When you open up a brand new business, say you open it up into a strip mall, what do? I would walk around to all the neighboring businesses in the strip mall and invite them down and, have a grand opening and show them everything that I'm doing. Why? Because we can cross-platform market. Because if I know what my other neighbors are doing and the people that I'm collecting cards on, I can recommend business to them. So you want to start building your database in your app because you're building a community. No one is building a community of cards out there. All these networking events, great idea. Their theory is great, but it doesn't work. Why? Because they don't have the card with them. You have the opportunity to have everybody's card in the palm of your hand, 24/7, because we know that 50% of all of you wake up and you start using your smartphone immediately and use it 46 times a day. So when you're out in your business, you're getting those people, your next door neighbors. And then what are you doing? You're running television ads. Some people even put a searchlight out in front. And at night, what do people say? They go, oh, wow, you be driving down the road with one of your friends in the car and everything, you'll see the searchlight and you say, I wonder what's going on over there. You want to go see what's going on. Or if I owned a business when I was in real estate, I got a stack of cards back in the 80s. I went on and knocked on doors, introduced myself, and handed my card to everyone. Within that first year, my friend and I, we were number 1 and 2 at every company. See, actions speak louder than words. So go out and make it happen. So you could be running ads, you could be running radio, you could be putting up billboards, you could be doing everything. Here, what you have is you have the world's smartest business card, the ultimate marketing tool, a personal portal that no one has in the world. And it's increasing people that are using their cards right now, businesses off the charts. So what you could do to become an NA, if you're building groups of pods of MAs, where if you recruit, you put in 4 in row 4 and you teach your people to get 4, that's 20, right? You're an MA. So how many MAs do you need in your group to become an NA, a national? You need 25. 20 times 25 is 500 people. This is all you need to do is become a factory of turning out marketing advisors. That's all you need to do. So who do you work with? Anyone that commits to you of within 24 to 48 hours and gives you their top 10 list and gets you on the phone and starts working with them immediately. And then what you do is you drill down. Go down on your first level, your second level, the third level, the fourth level, the fifth level. Find people that are doing it. Because let's face it, everyone, what are we? We're sifters. What we're doing is we're putting people in a funnel. But just pretend you got a large sifter here, a strainer, and you're throwing in sand and you got marbles in there. And as you sift through it, the marbles stay there, right? And the sifter, but the sand filters through. Well, that's what you got to become good at. You got to become a great sorter. So what you're going to do is you're going to sort through people as quickly as possible. Now, the ones that are falling through, I'm not telling you to forget them. What you do is it's sort of like you keep them informed. You drip on them, because I'll tell you what's going to happen. Those people are going to watch you go to the top of the program, and they're going to wake up one day and say, how did they do that? Maybe I need to take a look at that. Remember, I've had people 6 months, a year, 2 years later, they're watching to see how long you are going to be in vCard Global and if you're going to stick. And I'll tell you, the longer you stick, the more people you're going to attract and the more people that are going to come in your business. It happens all the time. And I'll tell you, success leaves clues, and they're looking for leaders. So if you want your group to go fast, you go fast. Start churning out MA people in your organization. Because what we're doing here is we're actually building communities of people out there. No one is doing that in the world today, because you're able to put back the pieces that people have got disconnected because social media, some people are on Facebook, some people are on LinkedIn, some people are on Pinterest, some people are on Pinterest and things like that, and Twitter, and they're subdivided. Everybody isn't on everything, but the neat thing is with our card, everyone is connected and you're interacting with everyone. So it's really neat because that community, you see, when you have a vCard and you're in my app, it's going to be very easy for me to promote your business. And here next year, by the turn of the year, we're going to put up a global search for all the countries around the world and everything, where you're going to be able to search for plumbers, teachers, artists, restaurants, and everything. let me tell you something. And a lot of you people that are on the phone here and on this call here are marketers. Come on, what are we talking about? You're talking a $129 annual membership. The vCard, this is chump change to a business owner. I mean, when you describe to a business owner exactly what this is, I would be whipping out my checkbook or my credit card immediately. I mean, for that, I got to be crazy not to get involved in this, because I know what the company's going to be doing and the interaction on my card with the short code, the QR code, and people sharing my card. They have it on. When you know that 88% of all business cards gets thrown out, you know every card that gets passed out here never gets thrown out. Do you know the exposure that these businesses are really going to get? It is totally off the charts, the value. We are way undercharging people for this. The value here is so great. I mean, it's just crazy. When I can't wait, because I'm so tired. I want to be in your position, because every company I've ever been with, I've excelled to the top in record speed. Because I sit there, I do exactly what I said here tonight. And you can talk to people that are on this call here that have worked with me in the past. I sit here, I work from the top down. I work my module, and the module is breaking out MAs, and I go build those pods. There's no reason why any of you sitting on this call here today, if you want it bad enough, you should be able to break. I know I could do it in 90 days, break NA in this work in this program. I mean, because it's so inexpensive and everything, and breaking pods of 20, putting in 4 who get 4, it's crazy. One business, I put in 64 people on my first 2 weeks, and we were charging $2,000 a hit. So, and that was simple. So this is really crazy simple. So drill down and find the people that are willing to work. Always lead by example. People are going to do what you do, not as you say. So remember, if you want things to get duplicated in your business, what you need to do is actually do those actions. Because exactly what you're doing, that's exactly where your business is. And when people say to me, what am I doing wrong? Look at yourself in the mirror. Are you doing everything that I told you right now? Or are you saying you're doing it, but you're really not doing it? I always believe is this. When you always look at things why they're not working, you always go back to the basics, the simplest things. You see, it's really not that tough to get to the next level. It's doing simple things over and over and over. My friend Jeff Olson wrote a book called The Slight Edge. We're not asking you to do crazy things and never sleep or anything. We're just asking you to do this. High performance leaders, and we're the 3%ers out there in the world, they have a daily routine. That's what they do. They have a daily routine. They do the same thing day in and day out. See, that's duplicatable. And then what they do is they do pre-planning. And what do I mean about pre-planning? Well, pre-planning is this. And what you need to do is you need to turn off the TVs and you need to turn off the radios and spend some quiet time and maybe put on some motivational DVDs or CDs and listen to that, or crank up iTunes on your phone and plug it in and get in the pre-planning zone. Now, the best times that I know of pre-planning your next day, my best time is at night. When I get done with everything, I sit down, I grab my pad, and I write down my to-do list. And what you should do is you should write down the 10 most important things that you want to get accomplished tomorrow. Now, let's be honest with each other here. You never get done with those 10 things, right? But I'll tell you what, get done with at least 3 of them a day. So what you should do is prioritize the list and start working on the most important one that you need to get done that day and get it done. Then go on to the second one. Then go on to the third one. If you can get 3 done out of those 10, you're doing really good. Because remember, you're working your business during the day also, right? And you have other things. You have family and you have other things that come up. But start knocking some things off your list. Like if you want to call a few prospects, get those prospects in the queue first thing during the day. Don't wait toward the end of the day where you're running around at the end of the day trying to play catch up. But get in the zone and write down your top 10 daily things and get in that planning zone. And you know, that's very, very important. Block off that time. That is critical, because a person that fails to plan is not going to go anywhere in life. You got to plan out where you're going. It's like a map. If you are going to drive from New York to California, or from Florida here, where I live, to California, you wouldn't start out and just hit the highway and go your way. No, I would call AAA up and get the maps, or you would set the navigation on your car and find the best, quickest route there, because they would tell you all the down bridges, all the streets that's being worked on and everything, the fastest route there. And that's what you want to do. You want to become a good planner and do those things. So build those communities, drill down work. And one other thing that I would definitely do is spend time. The biggest room for improvement in life is within ourselves. Spend 10 or 15 minutes a day. And what I like to do, I do it first thing in the morning, because I know myself. First of all, I don't sit there in the morning and design my that day, because I know when I wake up, I'm going to get a phone call or something's going to happen. Best time for me to do it is before I go to bed, because now my work list is up. It's on my desk in the morning. It's in my daily planner, and I start executing it first thing in the day. So get that list out and get your day started right. I get up and I read the Bible every morning, and get my prayers done first thing, and then I read motivation first thing. I'll pick up a book, read 10 pages or 15 pages or a chapter, depending on how much time I want to spend on that. But I get my day started immediately. So just to recap here, just a few things is that imagination in faith plus work equals success out there. Don't look for top producers. Become one yourself. You'll attract the leaders. Lead by example. And I don't make people do things. I don't motivate people. I work with motivated people. So become a good sorter out there and learn how to build your business. But the major thing that I wanted you to really get a hold of here out of this is have that $250,000 or $500,000 mindset when you start anything in life. Whether you do it here or whether you do it somewhere else, do yourself a favor and take that check out of your checkbook and write it to the company that you're building, your business, or vCard Global, and make things happen. Don't just become an average. You were born here to be not ordinary. You're extraordinary. You have the ability. The only person that you're challenging is you're not challenge any of us here on the call. you're challenging the person in the mirror. So let's go out and make a difference in the world and become a high performance leader.